Hello students, welcome to this ethics class. Today we will discuss 2021 1b. Here we need to identify 10 essential values that are needed to be an effective public servant. In 2021 1a we have listed 5 values, 5 ethical traits. Now we will list 10 values and also describe the ways and means to prevent non-ethical behavior. Again, you should have attempted this question before watching this video. And again, remember that ethics is a very subjective paper. This is just one of the many ways of writing an answer, and the primary focus of discussing the answer is to improve your understanding and to discuss certain important concepts through the answer, so that I can clear certain concepts and to show what UPSC is asking and what UPSC wants to know. So first is just identifying 10 essential values. You can identify the 10 you like. Here I have listed integrity, objectivity, transparency, dedication to service, impartiality, empathy, inclusivity, perseverance, tolerance, and courage of conviction. Now ways and means to prevent non-ethical behavior. So primarily there are two ways. One is adopting administrative practices and processes that promote ethics and address threats to ethics. So primarily we need to adopt the practices and processes. Those processes should itself be like they promote ethics and they address threats to ethics. So processes itself should be designed like that. The administrative practices itself to be designed like that. So what can be the threats to ethics? Like opacity, centralization, exclusivity, arbitrariness, etc. are some of the threats to ethics. So we need to design administrative practices and processes to promote ethics, and that also address the threats to ethics. And second part is, before we discuss the subparts, and second way is we strengthen the ethical competence of civil servants. And how do we do that? We give ethical competence training to civil servants to address internal problems like materialism. So primarily we adopt practices that promote ethics, and another thing, we try to improve civil servants internally. We will strengthen their ethical competence. So what are the practices that can be adopted? And one is objectivity, that removes avenues for arbitrary and corrupt actions. Example, criteria for fund allocation. For example, there is a definite criteria in vertical devolution of funds. When funds come from center to states, there is a defined criteria, so there is no chance to do anything else, to have arbitrary actions or to have corrupt actions. Based on the criteria, the funds get allocated automatically. There is nothing that we can do. So that is nothing but objectivity. Objectivity removes avenues for arbitrary and corrupt practices. And next is transparency. Transparency gives information to public to hold public servants accountable. Example, voluntary automatic disclosure of government decisions in online easy search format. Again, as I have said, this is not some utopia. Central government has already made a draft bill. It has even invited public comments and consultations, in which the bill, according to the bill, all the information of the government will be disclosed by default, and this information will also be in easy online search formats, so that people can search easily. Only certain information which is sensitive or critical will be withheld, but all the rest of the information will be by default put in online platform in easy search format. This is some central government draft bill. So that measure we can take, because transparency gives information to hold public servants accountable. Then we can also have more decentralization. Present decentralization state of India is not good. We can have more citizen feedback. We can have more social audits, etc. Such measures will empower citizens to participate in decision making and also to hold public servants accountable. We can also have citizens charters that remind public servants of their responsibilities and accountability. And public servants can also be can also develop ties and linkages with the communities they serve, so that it generates empathy, so that they can really connect with the problems of the people they serve, of the communities they serve, so that they can work to solve these problems. Then we can also have other measures like e-governance, online open auctions, faceless assessments, in-camera proceedings, etc., which prevent avenues for unethical behavior. So if we see, it comes to around 139 words. So ways and means are nothing but primarily two things. One is strengthen the ethical competence of civil servants themselves, and second is that adopt administrative processes and practices such that they promote ethics and they address threats to ethics. So primarily two ways, and in adopting administrative practices we have listed some subparts like objectivity, transparency, decentralization, citizens charters, linkages, and some other measures like e-governance, in-camera proceedings, etc. So answer is simple. Just identify 10 ethical values, then describe the ways and means to prevent unethical behavior. So that is all. Thank you.